Hey YouTube, welcome back to the channel. A friend of mine gave me a knife, one of these auto knives to repair, and it seems that the safety button here, the screw came loose, and obviously that button's supposed to sit there. And of course the safety button fell off, and what we're going to try and do is try and put it back on. This is one of those automatic knives, like so. So I've never fixed one of these before, so I thought I'd open it up and see what we can do, see if we can get this fixed. All right, so we'll start by taking the screws out. They're on one side, and we've got this pivot here, which has one on each side, it looks like. Well, let's see what we're going to do here. I've never had one of these apart before, so I don't know what I'm going to find. I imagine the spring is going to be under some pretty strong tension. Keep our screws there. See, nothing's going to move there. And then I believe this one's a larger. Yep. Okay. These little jeweler's sets. I got this at Harbor Freight years ago, and for working on small mechanical items, they're just great. Love them. It's always good to have the right tools. Okay, let's see what this does. And we have both sides turning. Let me see if I can find another one of these small ones. I'll be back. Okay, so I've got another screwdriver here. We'll see if we can get enough purchase on that to turn the other side. Oh, and that's loose. Okay then. I can feel it wants to come apart. So just kind of hold everything together and hope nothing flies across the room. Okay. There's the inner workings. So there's a spring here. I'm going to leave that just like that. Looks like it's going to stay put. This looks like it should be pretty simple. So, put our screw back in here. Need our smaller screwdriver bit. Okay, we don't have to move anything from there. And order to keep that from happening again, let's put just a very small amount of Loctite on there. When I mean small, I mean small. You don't need much, just in case you ever have to get this off again. Okay, especially the red Loctite. Get that in there. Switch back in. There are not many threads holding that on. Now we gotta make sure that if we make it too tight, is it still gonna work? It's stiff. I'm gonna get a little break free on that. See if that's gonna help it. Definitely helps. I love break free. Looks like it's doing what it's supposed to be doing and moves fairly easily. So now we got to get this back together. Looks like we can just place this back on. I can feel that blade wanting to go. Line things up here. The rear wants to swivel, so I'm going to put the rear in first. Got a lot of threads on these, so probably be fine as far as not putting Loctite on those. We'll see. My friend offered me this knife, said if I can fix it, I can have it, which is really nice. Okay. So I'll be able to play with it, and if it needs Loctite, I'll get back to you. Now it looks like they had a little bit of Loctite on this screw, yet it was loose. So maybe that means that that one is the one we have to get a little Loctite on. Very small amount. You can see how small. You don't need much. Just going to get it started before I do the final torque. Okay. Switch this one up. Get this torque down. And we'll see if we will have a working knife. Let's get this held a little nicer here. A little better. You're not going to be able to see this. Or will you? All right. Okay. Nothing looks boogered. Let's see if the safety works. We'll put the safety on. See if it... Yeah, nothing moves. Will it open? Take the safety off. And it does not open. Okay. It's moving. And perhaps that's why this was loose. And Loctite it into a little bit of a relaxed position. There it is. Okay. So we got a little Loctite on that. That's going to prevent that from... This is probably like a Chicago screw. This screw's going into this screw. Okay. Not the most expensive knife, but I think I saw these were running about $60, $70. But it seems solid. Okay. I think we have a working knife. Hey, not bad. We'll see how this thing works. Looking forward to using it. With that, I'll say thanks, Joe. I also want to mention that my friend Joe, when he called TacKnives and told them there was a problem with this, they offered to send him a new knife, told him to keep the old knife. And I have to say that means they stand behind their product. So evidently they believe they have a good product and it's worth the money that you're paying, the $70 or so. This was a blemished that he had purchased. I believe he said it was $30 for the blemished. I don't see any blemishes on it whatsoever. I mean, it might be a little bit of missing on the anodizing maybe, but otherwise I don't see anything on this. This looks like a perfect knife. And then he got another knife. They told him to keep this one. Well, we got this fixed and we have a nice working knife now. So that says something, that they're willing to stand behind their product. Just thought I'd mention that. Again, life is good in Idaho, folks. Live free or die. Bye now, and thanks for watching.